Every single month I used to tell myself, this is the month, man. I'm gonna walk in, I'm gonna tick off every single box, and I'm just gonna make it happen. All those goals that I've just imagined in my head, they're all just gonna happen by the end of the month. And then the month would go by, and I just think, oh, I didn't. Let's walk in again. This is the month. This is the month, and I wouldn't even reflect on my mistakes, on the past actions I did, and then I'd have copes like, oh, journaling, man, it's kind of a waste of time, but we just gotta work. We gotta walk it in and take as much action as possible. Journaling is kind of waste of time. I don't really need it, and I just be telling myself this, and then at the end of the month, I'd look back and I'd be facing the exact same problems every single time. I'd be eating clean, but my face was still breaking out. And I tell myself, we just gotta keep eating cleaner, man. This is gonna somehow figure out itself and everything's gonna end up fine. Or I'd be training every day, but then at the end of the month, my physique would look the same and I just wouldn't reflect. I would just have all these scopes because the uncomfortable work would be me sitting down, picking out a piece of paper and writing down, I did this wrong. I screwed up in this. I did this, and I got no results. This is the uncomfortable work that you need to do. It's easy to just do the action, show up to the gym every day. You have probably already been doing that. What it's hard is actually taking the accountability and reflection in your habits, because if you really want to push yourself to the next level, that's what you gotta do. You gotta know exactly what you did wrong and what you did right, double down on what you did right, and cut down on what you did wrong. It's as simple as that. That's how you get better. But I know it's hard. I know it's hard to sit down and just analyze things. But it's a beginning of a new month. It's time to do that work. And so I'm genuinely gonna be doing this with you right now here on this YouTube video. I got all my journals and I'm gonna show you the exact journaling technique that I'm following right now. It literally takes 5 minutes every morning so you can set your day with clarity to where you're moving towards. So at the end of the month, you don't just... My phone decided just to fall. So before I get into my journals, I just wanna reflect a bit here because right now in my head I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed. I'm currently at a hospital. You guys can't even realize because it looks like it's perfect nature, but just over there, like 10 meters, it's a freaking hospital. And the reason why I'm here is because I came to visit my grandpa, and you know, he's not in the hospital, don't worry, but my mom like injured herself, so now she's in the emergency room and I'm waiting for her. Nothing too serious, don't worry. But while I was there, man, in the waiting room, I was just thinking, bro, come on, I forgot one of my journals in my grandpa house. I'm not gonna be able to do this video because I'm just in this random room. What do I do, man? And I was, should I watch a course? Should I read a book? I was just overthinking, trying to, you know, make the time productive. Then I find myself scrolling reels. What the hell, man? And as I look to my right, I literally see my these doctors coming in with a basically zombie. I don't want to, you know, like it's an old person that can't even move. She's just tied up to this bed, and she's basically like fully, you know, zombie mode. She can't even move, and it just got me like, what the hell, bro? I gotta make it happen. And so I literally just got up, went outside, found this random forest, and I'm now recording this video. And it's genuinely crazy because my grandpa is not in the best situation. He's kind of in a similar situation, you know, just, I don't want to say this because this sounds very horrible, but just waiting basically to the last day on this earth, you know. And I asked myself, what the hell, man? Why is this real? My grandpa has worked so freaking hard his whole life, man. He has been the man, he has been the man. And we found out the other day, he at 9 years old went to work for a factory, and at 12 years old, man, he left his house to go to rent a place. He rented his own place and started living alone at 12 years old, man. What the hell is even that, bro? And now, most people nowadays at 30 are still living with their parents. That's the reality we live in. And this guy at 12, man, he just moved out, and he was the man of the family. Like, he's the guy people count on. And you can see with this your own family too. Your father is probably the guy you just count on. As I was coming here to visit my grandpa, I came with my mom on an electric car. Bro, it was horrible. The EMFs from the car were just giving me a crazy headache. My mom also had an headache, so it was generally from the car. And because my mom has never done these like long rides with an electric car, she had no clue how to charge it. So we stopped at an electric charger, and my mom just straight up says, "Oh, this doesn't work. I don't have the car to charge." So we go to another, and we're there for 3 hours just trying to find a charger. Eventually, we go back to the first one, man. That's when I was like, I'm tired of this. I take fully control of the situation. I take my mom's phone and I just get on a call with somebody for 30 minutes trying to figure it all out. And then I was able to find a charger that works, and we were able to make it happen. And so a 4 hour ride to get to my grandpa's house took 8 hours. And he gave me such a crazy lesson because it was all my fault, because I didn't take proactivity. I didn't took control of the situation. I let my mom, take control of the situation. I didn't think ahead of the situation, like, oh, my mom isn't so prepared. She doesn't really know how the chargers work, so I gotta figure it out. I gotta ask her, why doesn't this charger work? Why are we changing charger? So we wouldn't just change charger all the time, and then my mom is putting random GPS locations that don't even have charger, and we're going to places that don't even exist, whatever. So much crap. And my first instinct while all this was happening was to call my dad. Even though my dad is not there, like my dad is 3 hours away, my instinct was call him. And that's when I realized, man, it's time for me to take charge of the situation. It's time for you to become the man, the man of the family. That's all it is. It's taking control. It's being independent. It's doing the decisions. Being a leader. That's all being a man is. And that's what it got me thinking about my grandpa. Because my grandpa is in a situation where he is the one that has to ask for help. He can't even stand up on his own. And I can tell, like, he still is vivid in his head. I can tell he struggles to ask for help. Like, he doesn't want to ask for help. I can tell. Because he just tries to get up on his own, but, he really can't. And then that's when people see and they go there and help him out. He doesn't ask for help. He just tries to do it on his own. Because for his whole life, that's how he did it, man. And now, it's a tough situation. And I ask myself, God, why is this, man? Why? This guy, man, he was such an impact for society. He helped so many people. He worked so hard every single day. And now he's in this situation. Why, God? Why is this? And so, I think this is all just to show us we have to take action, man. We have to make it happen, man. It's our duty to become the best version of ourselves. Because life is temporary. And death should not be seen as a bad thing. It should be seen as, actually a good thing. Like, we got to live an entire life. What are the chances of that happening? The amount of babies who just die early on, the amount of, spermatozoids, the amount of sperm that you had to fight when you were born, the chances of you being born are so rare, man. And getting to like 8 years old, that's such an incredible achievement. So I don't think it should be seen as a bad thing. We should be grateful at the end of the day and know that there's a clock ticking by. and we just gotta leave the best impact on this world as possible. And as always, that comes down from controlling our mind. The reality we live in is just simply a reflection of our internal being, of our mind, of our own perspectives. And I don't really like the word mindset. All mindset is change your mindset, the 10 hacks for mindset change. But because it's always the same crap, people just tell you consistency, discipline. They always just tell you this nonsense, which everybody already knows. But there are levels to mindset, and I've only realized that because I've been analyzing all my journals and I'll run you through, and I can genuinely see my thoughts shifting. They're constantly shifting every single day because I just write down what I think, what I do, and I can genuinely analyze it all. So the first thing you have to make before you start any type of journaling is just making the mindset shift of nothing happens for no reason. Bro, that's just something over there cracking. What the hell? Okay, so nothing happens for no reason. There is no such thing as coincidence. That does not happen. You know, and that is something crazy I learned with acne. Acne has taught me so many lessons. I'm genuinely grateful for it. And one of them was that I was eating super clean, but somehow my skin was breaking out still. And I just started doing all these research, and I ended up discovering so many goddamn triggers, so many poisons in our day-to-day life that are just causing this problem. Insulin spikes, all of that, causing hormone imbalances, and that's when I discovered, bro, healthy food, what we call healthy food, isn't even healthy. It's just like, oh, it has low calories, so we can count it as healthy. It's just nonsense. And so one of my journals is for health. So here I track every single food I eat every day. I track how my skin reacts to it. I track how my energy, libido, fatigue, I track all of that, okay? Morning boners, even that. Because once again, nothing is coincidence. And once you start to analyze what caused you to have some brain fog, some bloated, some acid reflux, once you analyze what it caused, you just gotta eliminate that, and it's as simple as that. You won't have it again, and you'll thrive. So I analyze it all, calories, to make sure that I'm hitting my weight and building on muscle. I track it all here, and I'm gonna make a future video just with this journal because this is just too deep, too deep to go here. It's about dermatology scams, all of that. I also have another journal where I track my business metrics. So every single message I send out, every single client reaction I get to make sure I keep improving my program, every single mistake, pain point that my clients have or that people reach out to me so I can make content about it. I track it all because you just have to understand everything in life is a numbers game. It's just you track down the numbers and you make sure you analyze what worked well, what didn't work well, and you improve it. The next day you improve it, the next day you improve it, the next day you improve it. And once you realize you're an absolute machine, then I make sure every night I write down every single thing I did the day and what distractions I got to make sure the next day I don't get distracted. Then I write down every night what I'm gonna do tomorrow with deadlines. You gotta put deadlines. So if you're gonna say I'm gonna wake up at 5, you have to have a deadline of having, let's say, your morning grounding and sun, getting some sun in the eyes by 5:10. 5:10 a.m. You already need to have done your grounding, your stretching, whatever action you decided to do. You need to put deadlines in your actions, and of course, know what you're gonna do. Visualize it before going to bed. See it all, and putting on the paper is already half the work. So here I write, lessons I learned during the day. If I read a book, I write main insights from there. I write also stories that I got throughout the day to improve my story learning skill, storytelling, skill, and This is what I mainly do. Now, I have found a lot of inconsistency by having so many journals. I now just have one journal. And what I do is I wake up at 5 a.m. usually. I call my clients, we all go running together. If you are interested in a brotherhood to drive you forward, to keep you accountable, then check out the description. But yeah, we all go running together, and just like that, I go for a swim at the beach. I come back home, and before I get on my work and start just doing something which I usually get distracted with opening tabs or changing my background, trying to do this fake productivity test, feeling productive. And I just want to get this out of the way, man. Productivity is simply getting one thing done. It's as simple as that. Right now, I am being productive. Why? Because I'm recording this YouTube video. Now, me randomly just doing 20 push ups. You could say, oh, that's productive, 20 push. No, it's not productive at all. My number one task right now is recording this YouTube video. Me doing the push ups is a distraction. It's just me, feeling productive. But no, if at the end of the day I can't tell what I did, okay, from 5 to 6 I went on a run. Okay, from 6 to 7 I went and got a gym section. Okay, from 7 to 8 I record this YouTube video. Okay, from 9 to 10 I spend some time with my family. If you cannot specifically say what you did, then you are not productive. If you can't look back at your day and think, what did I do? And you cannot specifically tell, I got a crazy intensive gym session. I read 20 pages of a book in that 1 hour or in that half an hour. If you cannot tell me that, then you are not productive. Because you did multiple things at once, you got distracted, multitasking, just like that. That is not productivity. And so how do I set myself for productivity? Is with this morning journaling process. So after my wake up at 5 a.m., I go on the run, I go on the swim. I'm already in a high frequency. I feel connected to God because I've already shown up. I've sacrificed comfort. I genuinely wanted to stay in bed sleeping, but I told myself, no, we go running, we make it happen. Especially when you have to call somebody, man. You cannot just go back to sleep when you receive that call. Let's go running, man. Let's go make it happen. You will not go to bed when you have that call. I write an identity statement. I am a clear-skinned, jacked, charismatic, high-purpose driven coach, changing lives and making men purposeful with no constraints. That's what I'm mainly focusing on, getting people clear-skinned and jacked so they can thrive on their work and on their purpose without getting insecure fogs, going on networking events and not feeling good about themselves because they have random acne. That's not good, and that is my purpose here. So that's the first thing I write. Then I write down the things I am gonna do today, the main tasks that are gonna get me to be this person. What would this person, this identity, do? The main tasks. And right now it's record this video. That is it. So that's what I'm gonna be focusing on, and it's the number one task I do in that day. Then I write 5 things I'm grateful for to make sure I am aligned with their vision. And then I write past mistakes that I did yesterday to make sure to not repeat. And that's the process I go through. And I'm not joking, the first day that I applied this process, it genuinely happened in real time. The day before I had the discussion with my dad, I was basically very negative with him because he took me to a dermatologist and I was just, this is nonsense, this is all useless, and he got a bit mad of that because he was spending a lot of money on it. And so the next day I wrote, I was negative with my dad, this is not good. And then I wrote, I'm grateful for my dad going to work every day to provide for my family and bring this the best life possible. And just like that, as my dad was leaving to work at 7 a.m., I was already up. I looked down the window and I see him and I just yell, hey dad! And he just looks at me smiling. And I didn't, consciously think of going there and saying hello dad. No, I just did it with my subconscious subconsciously, man. I just went there and hey man, and just like that, because you can shift. As long as you shift your beliefs, then the actions will come, man. That's just how it works. Because 90% of what we do is all subconscious. We just have to change it up, and we will act as the person we want to act. As simple as that. I give you kind of like the framework on really how to do this, but if you want actual implementation, like analyzing your past mistakes to change them up for now and create a routine around it, then it takes a more like one-on-one conversation, and I can show you what I currently do with mine. I can give you an example. Like out here, I journaled about a presentation I did in my school where I spoke a bit of an NPC, let's say. I was just very shy, speaking monotone, not trying to stand out. Even though I wanted to give out this crazy presentation to inspire others, I just got a bit scared, let's say, and was just speaking monotone, not putting my real intention, my real soul out there, because I was, scared. It's having the whole class doing a presentation, you know how it feels. And so I wrote down a mistake I did, which was not tell my personal story. I was kind of scared to, tell these people, my classmates, a personal story that would really, show the point I was giving on my presentation, which was about self-improvement. Like some girl asked me, how has this affected your life? And I wanted to give out this crazy story that really changed my life. This video right here, that's the story. And I just didn't told it. I said some random crap, and then people didn't really heard anything. I could tell they weren't captivated by my speech, and at the end they were making objections saying this stuff doesn't work, and it's all because I didn't tell that story. The story was gonna really change people's beliefs. It's stories that change people's beliefs. Facts don't sell. It's stories that sell. Facts tell, stories sell. Yeah, that's the quote. And that's a thing that I was journaling about, and I analyzed today. I was looking back on all my journals to create this plan for the next month. Right here, this is the plan for my month right now. Because at the end of the day, if you're gonna take something from this video, it has to be this. In boxing, there's all these crazy combos. You can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, blah, blah. But the number one thing you're gonna be seeing people getting knockouts with, and my coach is always telling this, it's the simple 1, 2. Now there can be all these little details you can apply to this, like twisting your hand and going back a bit to miss a counter attack or something like that. But the number one key is simply the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's simply that, the pa, 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 pa. Then you work on all the little details, the footwork, all that, but the action is always the same. It's the 1, 2. It's the record the YouTube video. It's the get the gym session. It's the eat clean. Now there will be these little details that make all the difference. They do. But the only way you're gonna be able to change the little details, the jab, the footwork, while showing the 1, 2, it's by doing the 1, 2. It's by doing the main action. That's how you change it up. And journaling, it's the process of analyzing the little details, getting the numbers, getting the statistics. Every single day, at the end of it, you write down what you did that day, the results you got from it, and the next day you make sure you do the 1, 2 better. I hope I got my point across. Focus on the tasks that move the needles. 1, 2, papa, papa. If you look at any fight, this is the combo that's gonna knock out the most people. It's not the 1, 2, papa. No, it's the simple papa, papa, papa. If anybody sees me out here, I look like a crazy man. But this was the video. I hope it genuinely helped you. DM me on the Instagram or book a call, and let's implement this. Let's go.